Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 3 of the Phonetic Flex, the show where we help you build stronger, clearer, and more confident English pronunciation. I'm your host, Britany.
And I'm Carlos. We're thrilled you're joining us for another lesson. Today, we are shining a spotlight on one of the biggest, most notorious spelling traps in the entire English language. It's a word everyone knows, but almost every learner struggles with at first.
Oh, it is a classic trap. We are talking about the third day of the work week, Wednesday.
Wed-nes-day. The spelling of this word is it's a masterpiece of confusion. Wednesday. If you were to sound that out, your brain would tell you it should have 3 syllables.
Something like Wed-nes-day. And we hear that a lot from learners, which is completely understandable based on the letters you see. But here's the secret. In natural spoken English, we throw out a bunch of those letters.
We really do. We don't say it with 3 syllables. We say it with only 2, just 2 beats. So let's completely ignore the spelling for a moment and focus only on the sounds we make.
Okay, the first syllable gets all the stress. It's wens. That's it, just wens.
Wens. So what happened to all those other letters? This word is full of what we call ghost letters. Letters you can see, but you can't hear. Britany, what's the first ghost letter in Wednesday?
The first and most famous ghost is the D. It's completely silent. We don't say Wed-nes-day. We just push right past it. It's a historical leftover from Old English, and while the spelling stuck around, the sound disappeared over centuries to make the word easier to say.
Right, the D is gone. Poof. But there's another ghost letter in that first syllable, isn't there?
Yes, it's the first E, the one after the N. We don't say Wen-es-day, we crush that N and S sound together, so Wed-nes becomes just Wens.
And this brings us to a really important concept in English pronunciation, voiced and voiceless consonants. The S in Wednesday actually makes a Z sound. Britany, can you break down why that is?
Of course, it's a fundamental rule. In English, some consonant sounds are made just with air. These are voiceless, like P, T, and K, and the S sound, S. Try it, everyone. Put your hand on your throat and say, S. You shouldn't feel any vibration.
Okay, just air.
Right. Now, other consonants have a partner sound where you add your voice. These are voiced, like B, D, G, and the partner to S is Z. Now put your hand on your throat and say Z. You should feel a buzzing, a vibration. That's your vocal cords working.
I feel it. It's buzzing.
So, here's the rule. When you add an S to the end of a word to make it plural, the sound it makes depends on the sound that comes before it. If the last sound is voiceless, the S stays voiceless. For example, cat. The T sound is voiceless, so we add a voiceless S. Cats.
Makes sense. Same with book. The K sound is voiceless, so it's books.
Exactly. But if the last sound of the word is voiced, the S becomes voiced too, to match it. It turns into a Z sound. For example, dog, the last sound is G. So we say dogs.
Ah, right. And car, the R sound is voiced, so it's cars. Now, let's bring that all back to our word of the day.
In our syllable wens, the sound right before the S is N. Put your hand on your throat and say, N. It's voiced, it buzzes. So the S that follows it has to become voiced too. It turns into a Z. That's why we get the sound wens.
That is a fantastic explanation. So the second syllable is easy, it's just day. Put our 2 parts together and we get Wednesday.
Wednesday. So much simpler than the spelling suggests. Okay, I think it's time to build that muscle memory. It's time for our practice reps.
Let's do it. We'll break it into the 2 sounds. Just repeat after us. Wednesday.
Again, Wednesday.
Excellent. Now let's put it together at a natural speed. Wednesday.
Wednesday. You try.
One more time. feeling that Z sound. Wednesday.
Perfect. Now, Carlos, this whole idea of ghost letters can be really frustrating for learners.
It really can, and that leads us perfectly into our listener mailbag segment where we answer your questions.
It does. This week's question is from Elena in Spain. Elena writes, "Hello, Carlos and Britany. The idea of ghost letters in Wed-nes-day is so helpful, but it makes me wonder, why does English have so many silent letters? It feels very confusing. Are there other common ones I should know about? Thank you."
Elena, that is an amazing question that gets to the heart of the matter. The simple answer is history. English spelling wasn't standardized for a very long time, and a big change happened with the invention of the printing press. Spelling got frozen in time, but pronunciation kept evolving and changing.
That's a great way to put it. The spelling got frozen. So a lot of these silent letters were actually pronounced hundreds of years ago in Old or Middle English. Plus, English borrowed words from many other languages like French and Latin, and sometimes kept the original spelling but adopted a new pronunciation.
So true. Let's give Elena a few big categories of common silent letters. The first is one you see a lot, the silent K before an N at the start of a word. For example, in the word no.
Yes, the K is a ghost. We don't say kno. Same thing with knife, knock, and knee. That K used to be pronounced a long time ago, but now it's just a historical marker.
Okay, another big category is a silent B, especially after an M at the end of a word. A great example is thumb.
Right, no B sound. It's not thumba. The B is silent. Same for climb, bomb, and the word doubt. The B is just along for the ride.
How about the silent L? This one is tricky. You often find it between a vowel and another consonant, like in the words walk and talk.
Yes, the L is silent. We say walk and talk. It's also silent in words like calm, palm, and the modal verbs should, would, and could.
Okay, one last category for Elena. The silent H at the beginning of some words, often words with French origins. For instance, the word hour.
Right, no H sound. It starts with a vowel sound. Same with honest, honor, and air. So the best advice is not to get frustrated. Think of them as clues to the word's history. Thank you for that fantastic question, Elena.
Yes, great question. Okay, let's bring it all back to our word of the day and do a final practice round using Wednesday in some complete sentences.
Let's do it. Repeat after us. Our team meeting is scheduled for Wednesday afternoon.
Our team meeting is scheduled for Wednesday afternoon.
Here's another one. I haven't seen her since last Wednesday.
I haven't seen her since last Wednesday.
Next Wednesday is a public holiday.
Next Wednesday is a public holiday.
Excellent work, everyone. This was a big one, but breaking it down makes it easy.
It really does. So let's do a final recap of the 3 keys to pronouncing Wednesday perfectly.
Key number 1, 2 syllables, not 3. Forget Wed-nes-day, think Wednesday.
Key number 2, remember the ghost letters. The D and the first E are completely silent. They are invisible to your ears.
And key number 3, the S sound is voiced. It sounds like a Z because it follows the voiced N sound. Make sure you get that WENZ vibration.
That's everything you need. And that's a wrap on this episode of the Phonetic Flex. Keep practicing and don't let those tricky English spellings fool you.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time for another session. Bye for now.